Hi guys, welcome back to the AoE3DE DM extravaganza. So we've got, bloody hell, I've got the bug with the UI again, so I'll fix that quickly. Anyway, we're back with XXDM up against Feldor Tobi and Lord Grigor. So we've got Alistair and Angel of Death as the XXDM players. So yeah guys, this is a nice 2v2 deathmatch tournament hosted by the XXDM clan with a $550 prize pool, US dollars mind you. Don't know what's up with the game sound, I might have to restart the game after this. So, I think Grigor and Tobi are a little inexperienced with deathmatch. Well, Angel and Alistair are pretty seasoned at it. We're going to see some militiaman harass here from Angel. He quite likes doing this early on, just to try and upset villager production if he can. If he can get it in before Grigor's units hit the field, he can really disrupt the Karurs. And it hits slightly earlier and is a bit safer than just streaming in your first set of cavalry. But these militiamen are going to come straight in. Don't seem to actually find anything over at this side. They're going to come straight on the foundry. And the Karur's actually going to get held up trying to pick them all off. But he is going to be able to melee them all down fine. But it just does cost the build time on that barracks. Militiaman of his own for Grigor. Over here. Early walls going up for Tobi. While Alistair looking to mount a big Lancer push, splitting them up a little bit as well, just to try and hit his opponent in a couple of different spots, which is always quite nice to do, because you can really disrupt the villager count and their ability to focus on building. Well, a big Hussar Goon flood here from Angel, which is a good idea because until a good number of pikes hit the field, they can always just whittle down low numbers of them and get on top of these horse guns. Well, there's a massive army of halbs and musts on the way, so a big max and push here from Angel. He's very good at the boom and push. Well, Alistair also streaming more units across the field as his Spanish. Well, Tobi's gone for some fairly early factories. So is Grigor, but trying to cram them in this early against such aggressive openings from your opponents is, you know, pretty risky. Because you're sending shipments that could go towards big military cards, like you could have some Falks or some Cuirasses out early in the field to sort of disrupt this sort of opening, because I think that's really all he needs to be able to turn the tide here. But because he doesn't have it, the horse guns are eventually going to get mowed down by the unit they actually counter in the muskets, and there's more cavalry to back this up. So Tobi's going to try and assist Grigor at the moment, because he is also being pressured himself, but probably not quite as quickly. But in saying that, doing so means that Alistair is going to have a bit of an advantage here, because even if he maxes out, Tobi's not going to be able to field the units to defend, because he's got some over here trying to defend his teammate Grigor, so he's trying to pay one back for last game. Ooh, nice. So we got town center transition here for Alistair. He'll be able to go to a great eco behind this initial push. Even if it fails, he'll be able to sustain and defend, while Angel is looking to do the same as well. They're shipping their factories now too, so this is sort of more the pace you want to actually start adding those bigger eco techs and and shipping factories rather than using your shipments for army. So early on you really want to get the initial army out, just so you can survive the initial push and you don't have to worry about being the defender all the time and having to wall up. You know, if you can just up the ante and, you know, ship some cavalry early on, or ship some siege or infantry to defend while you beeline cavalry to raid out of your stables production, it's just a much more effective way to play. Like we've seen Angel and Alistair open here. They've really been able to solidify both the games in this matchup. We've got some sneaky side building here from Tobi, and no walls for the opponents, so This factory's going to be under a little bit of threat because I think that's what Tobi's going to want to try and go for, but at the same time, one stable's production is going to be fairly easy to defend against. Meanwhile, these guys are having insane pushes here, so there's a big clump of units of Angels on top of Grigor's base right now, so while Alistair Peter's got some mild pressure on his factories, he's really forcing out some expensive maxing out from Tobi, while Grigor is really in a bad way up against Angel at the moment. One of the factories is probably going to get sniped now because there's really only militiamen to defend it at the moment. Some goons coming in as well, so one of these factories might actually go down. So a nice snipe out of the stable here, but he's sending the rest of his cavs out to defend when I think he probably could have actually maybe backed this up and even pressured the mills and taken that a little bit earlier, even maybe tried to harass Angel, because he's doing such a good job at now sniping the factories of Tobi's in response, just to cover for Alistair, who's forting up the mid-map for the players. And Angel's also got a fort here, so really nice solid mid-map position, while Tobi and Grigor struggling once again. Grigor is really on his last legs. Tobi sort of bought himself a bit of time with his massive army that he's got, but Grigor out of gold. I think Tobi's out of food, so these guys, Eco's not in the greatest of shape. They can't really even sort of focus on gathering to try and equalize their eco. They probably just need to work on throwing down markets and just sort of equalizing it that way, even if it's going to be the short-term pain, because otherwise I don't see any way out of this for these new contenders, the New Bloods. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it here. The XXDM duo proving to be a little too strong at the moment. A big move out here from Alistair, ready to go. He's got siege to back this up. He's even got mortars chipping away at the base. Some nice play from him. Even some culves here, just in case there's some siege from the Russian player. But that artillery foundry is going to get interrupted by the fact that Tobi's having to defend 1 vs 2 at the moment, because Grigor is really only just able to now clean up the forces that are in his base. So it's bought Angel some time to come and harass Tobi in the meanwhile, and it gives Alistair the ability to come in for the kill. A lot of eco falling here for Tobi, and Grigor's eco I don't think is in any great shape either, because of the raid really only just being cleaned up now. Another attempt at this proxy cavalry push, but this time there is goons to wipe out all the incoming invaders. And I think this might actually give away that stable's position too. And GG, well played. XXDM take the series 2-0, guys.